Talk about making power today with our punches and our kicks, and we're going to deal with a detail that can get missed. First, just a recap of the basics. Anytime we're hitting a target, we want to be bringing our entire body through that target, and we want to be positioning our power through a couple inches, whether that's on our knuckles or our elbow, our knee, our foot, whatever that is, our entire body has to go through it. So the basics on hitting is we're going to tuck in our elbows, we're going to get nice and soft in the knees. We're going to extend through the target, turning our hand over, keeping our forearm to our cote nice and flat so we can put a plate on that, just like this. The way we're going to extend through is not just with our shoulders, because that wouldn't be very heavy, a couple pounds, but with our whole body. We're going to push from our back foot, twist and drive with our hip, and turn with our shoulders, just like that. That's the way to make good power with our punches. So everything comes in every time. It's not really any point in just hitting with this. It's not going to get us anywhere. Just like that. Okay? What we're going to deal with today then is adding movement. This is pretty good. That's not going to feel very good. You get hit right in the solar plexus or maybe the throat or the nose. But if we can move our body forward while we hit, it brings even more. It brings our entire weight to the target. The way that's going to look is I'm going to try to sneak this first foot forward toward the target and bring that back foot so that I've moved. Just like that. I can even do that with my front. If I'm doing a jab here, I still want to do this twist and drive with my hip, my knee, my toe, and my shoulder as much as I can. And I can even sneak forward with that foot so that it's a little bit more powerful than if I just stood here. And certainly more powerful than if I just throw with my shoulder, kind of a small attack. We might just do a snap right out there to set up this number 2. That can happen, especially if someone's invading our space. We just throw it out there and then hit hard. But if we can, it'd be really great to drive in even with this number 1 jab and then across. Another thing, notice is I am dropping down with my weight, sinking down into this front side as I drive through. All right, so let's do that. Driving with your hips so it's not just your shoulders. Good. Okay, now this time try to sneak that front foot forward and bring your back foot in as well. So move in as you hit the target. Yes. Oh, look at that. Yeah, right away. And just use your shoulder and just let's see what that feels like. Okay, good. Yeah, and do with your cross punch. Yeah, and that's pretty good. Yeah, because you kind of can't help but lining it up because you've done this so long. But all right, so you're pretty much just using your shoulder. Good. Now add your hip and your foot to it. Just the twisting. Yeah, oh, look. Yeah, you knocked me right back immediately. Yeah, now do your forward step while you do that. Yes. You started off with just a simple jab. Just throw the jab. Yeah, and that's fine. I mean, that'll do the job. Like, for example, if I'm just coming in, oh, I mean, that'll give you something. Yes. So it's not that it's bad. But if we can, let's make that one really count too. Yes. Yes, good. Now, hit with this one with that full body movement and then follow up once you see me rocking back with the cross. Go. Yeah. Good. One more time. And this time, I'm feeling the jab, but I feel like you're taking power out of it to give me with the cross. Give me with that jab full on. Oh, yes. All right, and don't really put your body into it. Just try to reach at it with your hand. Yeah, so I can kind of hear that it's really not doing a whole lot. Hip and your back foot, like really twist into that thing. Boom. Yeah, oh, look at that. Yeah, immediately it's different. That's really good. Yes, yes, yes. Now you're traveling, keeping your body upright. So we can do this same thing with any strike from our arms. if we were using our elbows, we don't want to just slap at it with just our shoulder. We want to turn our hip so that we really have something coming, our whole body. If we can, moving is even better. Same with the cross. If we're going to cross strike someone right in the nose or the throat, this is going to be okay. I mean, if that's all we can come up with. But it would be better if we could twist our body, pull this rear foot up, and drive in to bring all of my weight. And then even better is if we can sneak some movement with it. You can see this foot travels and the back foot travels. More or less. That's kind of the idea. Go ahead. Yeah. Yes, look at that. And let me see your feet. Yes, good. So you're moving that foot forward. That's really nice. She's actually moving it just outside the attack line to sneak herself right up beside him. That's... Yeah. Now from the front, if I'm entering your space and you want to punch me in the throat or this web hand, go ahead. Oh, just cross punch. Oh, just like that. That's pretty good. Or maybe your palm. Oh, that's pretty good, right? I've got you. And maybe I even got you. You're going to throw that in there? Oh, that's not bad. Now add your twist and your foot lift to that so you get even more power. Oh, yeah, like I don't even want to stand there. This time, if you can sneak some forward movement too, go ahead. Oh, yes, that's even better. That's even better. Good. That's so good that this front hand could even do it. Like if you just, yeah. If you're using that, I think that would be pretty good. Yeah. Now, something really special you could do is add all this together. So here's what we're going to do. I grabbed a hold of you. I might have your head or something like that. You're going to first use this one. You're going to twist hard and hit me with this one. And as I'm reeling, then you're going to come with the next one.
To do what?
Cross punch, wherever you want to hit me. Yeah. Wherever. So you got me going back with the first one, and then you're going to travel in with the second one. See? Okay, and yeah, that will do it. Yeah. So anything I do with my upper strikes, palm strike. This is okay. Kind of a slap is not the best, but if I can move my body, the strike is certainly better. And imagine me kind of clearing away the arms out here, moving in. That's kind of where we're going to build some power. And we can do the same thing with the legs. Let's start with just our basic kick or our knee. To drive a knee in with good power, you know the basics, is we want to bring our knee up to our belly button, roughly, just like that. Okay, that's kind of where it wants to be. Our hip needs to rock forward now. So our hip rocks forward. That probably will bring our upper body back. To help, you can see that I'm kind of pointing my back foot there. So that's a pretty decent knee strike with power. If I can sneak movement, it becomes even stronger. If I want to hit with this one and it's already up here, there's not very far I can go, but I can use this side movement to add power. So, in essence, anytime I can use this driving twist to strike or a forward movement, I'm going to add power. If you play tennis, really what I discovered is this punch is almost the same as a tennis stroke. It took me years of doing both at the same time to finally realize it's the same. So I made it easier on myself by doing it the same on both. So it's driving forward here. And imagine tennis going to reach the ball, you're stepping forward to catch the ball. So same thing here, just like that. We can do the same thing with our kick. Our strongest basic front kick is going to be from the rear. And you know the basics there is tuck your kick up, fold out, bring back, set back. Tuck, unfold, bring back, set back. Put a little power by rocking in. And think about driving through with all these muscles. So tuck, through, that's going to be nice and strong. If we can move forward, even better. So you see that foot sneaks forward, sneaks forward. How about a kick from the rear? Without any movement, just throw the kick. Yes. So just with your, just driving your hip forward is giving you a lot of good power. Now, this time, sneak your foot forward just a tad before you kick. Yeah. Yeah, try to knock me through that wall if you can. Yeah, one more time. Yeah, that's good. That's real good. With the lead foot, which is going to be good for striking maybe in the groin or something like that, this movement becomes even more important because this is not a very powerful kick. There's nowhere to go really with this kick. It's all right. And Braden, come on over here just for a second. Here, if I happen to have this foot available here, and I can kick straight up, it's not a bad kick, but that's kind of what it's used for. Maybe kick the thigh right here, boom, so I can follow up. But if I can use this back foot to come forward, boom, I get a lot more power with it. So let me show you there, okay? So here I'm going to sneak that up, this back foot, and I get a lot more power in this strike. Give me a front kick without moving with the front foot. Yeah, that's pretty good. Right into this century thing, yeah? That's pretty good. Now, see if you can sneak your back foot forward to give yourself some movement. Yeah, and even with just a basic front kick, just the standard, yeah, it feels a lot more powerful. Just since you almost did it, go ahead and make it a side kick now, using that same motion. Yeah. Yeah, good. Now don't hurt me, I don't have any pads on, but you know this low checking side kick, if I were to come to get you, you can use that to stop me pretty effectively, and then give me a pop in the head. Yes. That's going to be a good checking weapon right there. Just lift that leg and try to throw it into the target.
Try to do it without movement.
Oh, okay, yeah, right, okay. It's much more difficult. Go ahead. Good. Now, you just said something really important. It's hard to do it even without the movement. Yes.
No, I'm not perfect.
There you go. Oh, look, that's good. Yeah. So if we have someone behind us, we can do this same thing. Probably the most powerful kick there is a back kick because it's so straightforward and easy to do. So you're lifting up your heel into your rear end and then throwing it back into the target. You're rocking your body and you're using these big muscles just to boom straight in. So that's already pretty good. If you can manage to sneak this foot in too, it really puts a lot into it. Come on back here. Yeah. Just imagine, just like that, sneaking it in, just like that. Yeah? Another thing you could do is, let's say that someone is pushing you. So grab me and start pushing me along. So I can't really, obviously, good, that's good. So I can't obviously be sneaking my foot this way. So we can't use that. We can't use that forward motion. But I can use the earth. So that's a third way I can add some power. And it's easier to see from the back. So as she pushes me, I'm going to push into the planet. Boom, and use that. So that's another thing you can do to steady yourself. So I can stamp down, boom, into the ground. She can look over your shoulder. She can squat down a little bit, get some good power. And she's going to lift that heel and throw it right into my body. So that's going to be pretty good. So the first time, you just lifted your foot and kicked me. So don't move. Just lift your foot and kick me. Boom. Okay, good. This time, you're going to get your whole body to move while you do it. So it's even heavier. The way you're going to do that is you're going to sneak this foot toward me a little before you kick. Oh, yes. Okay, I've got you, and go. Oh, so that's even better.
Bonus toe stomp.
Yeah, the way that's going to go really well for you is if I happen to be pulling you back, which is likely. So I'm grabbing you and I'm pulling you. You're just going to let me do that and let me use that energy. Now, if I happen to be pushing you, this is going to be difficult. You're not going to be able to obviously travel toward me. But what you can do is use this foot as a stop to push off the earth when you kick me. So, yeah, just like that. Here's another thing to add on to this movement, and it's a mindset, but let me get into it. All right, here's something else to consider about adding power, and it's a mindset. But first, let's quickly recap. We are not going to hit just with our shoulder because that only weighs a few pounds. It's not going to give us very much. What we're going to do instead, and we're also going to hit in as straight a line as we possibly can so that we can generate the most muscles we can and have to travel the shortest distance. So we're going to add a twist to our hip. We're going to raise up our rear heel, and we're going to drive our shoulder in. And that's going to bring everything into this one area that we're punching. To add even more power, we can be moving our body so that our entire weight is coming to bear on this object, and then we finish by twisting this in and just driving it all into this one point. So that's why we're doing it that way. Here's the mindset part. We can do all that physically and still not generate power if we're thinking that our target is right here or here or here on this surface. So in other words, I'm going to strike, there's a little X, you can't see it, but I'm going to strike right at this X. So I'm going to bring everything to bear and hit this X. And you can see it's still not really doing a lot, even though I'm really exaggerating. Here, it's not doing a lot. What I need to do instead is think about hitting this back here and driving through it. What that's going to do is give me the mindset of putting everything I have into it. I'm actually breaking through this target to get to this one, and it looks like this. And you can see the difference here. With my knee, this would be hitting the groin. Here is driving through the groin to hit this object. And you can see that it moves this target. That's what we want to do. Here's what works against us on this. You and I were nice people. We don't want to hurt people. We don't go around planning ways to hurt people. People who attack people do. So they have an advantage on us. What happens is we get in a scuffle and somebody grabs a hold of us, and for the first time in our life we have to use our self-defense skill. This happened to all of us. This happened to me. And we use it. And all of a sudden they, and then we feel bad. Oh gosh, I didn't mean to hurt you. Did I hurt you? And then they come at us and we're in a lot of trouble. We need to take the mindset of, I am not here to hurt anyone. In fact, I want to do good in the world. If someone attacks my person or attacks someone who is important to me or anybody in my presence, it's the same as if they busted into my house. They clearly have intention to harm me. So I'm going to put everything I have into this and drive them back. I'm going to give them a side kick. So, I don't really want to hurt them. I hope that's enough. That's not going to do it. What I want to do is drive right through this guy to get to this one. And you can see the difference. If it's an attack to the rear and I'm going to use this elbow, I hit this nose, I hope that's going to do it. No, I want to drive right through as though I'm trying to get something behind them. So that's kind of why we're doing this. Let me also mention something about safety when we're hitting objects. A lot of times in the videos you see, I'll be using this one, but I don't recommend starting here. This has a pretty hard shell. It's meant to more or less try to represent a human, like what it would be like to really strike a person. This is meant for practice. It's a lot softer and it's going to be much more forgiving. So I'd recommend starting here instead of here. And then if you want to have a middle ground, this is a good middle ground. The difference is this one has nothing in it. It has no sand. We actually use this when we're traveling around. It's easy to get in the car and just take as an object lesson because it's got an angry looking person and it really helps to make it feel more real than this. You can also get behind this thing and simulate being somebody. But it's very light and so it's pretty easy to move around and you're not likely to hurt yourself if you hit it with bad form. This one has 100 pounds of sand in it. So it has a lot of weight to it, and if you were to hit it wrong, say with your wrist slightly bent, downward or upward, not exactly right, where you could put a plate on it, and not focusing very strongly, in the style I use anyway, on these first two knuckles, then you could really injure your wrist. Or if you're not hitting it with good straight direct form and you're just flailing, you can hurt your shoulder, your elbow. You can do all kinds of hurt on yourself because, of course, basic physics is equal and opposite forces. So when you hit this thing, it's sending back equal force to you, which is shock to your body if you don't hit it right. This is also why, for self-defense purposes, I generally recommend using the palm heel, because there's nothing to give here. This is just a straight bar, and you can hit, as long as you're not slapping with the finger part up here, you really are hitting with this part here, it's going to be a lot safer for you. Also, I mentioned this sand because now you can know when you're seeing us hit this thing and it's falling back, that's a lot of power. And so you can believe that someone my size, I don't know, I fluctuate between 150 and 160 pounds, and my wife considerably less than that, and our kids less than that, but we can send this thing flying, and we can send a very large person flying too, so can you. So I just want you to believe that and know. If you're not sure what that feels like, go grab yourself 2 45-pound Olympic weights, stick it on the ground, and try to move it, and you'll get an idea of what kind of power is going into these hits. All right, hopefully that's useful.